Tory, I'm so excited to have you with us. If you guys don't know Tory yet, she is an absolute superstar. She's a realtor, and we met through social media actually, and have always stayed connected. And I'm just so excited to interview you today, learn a little bit about your business and about the big move that you recently made to come join me at Real Broker. So, Tory, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're at right now in your business?
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoy talking about the industry and in particularly Real. Making that big move over has been very exciting. So with me, I have been in the industry for 5 years now. So it's not something that I had planned to do, but real estate in general is something I did always enjoy and as the go-to for the family, researching properties and finding things like that. So when the opportunity presented itself, I definitely went full force. So initially, how I first started off, I was supposed to be an ISA for a real estate brokerage. And the day I was supposed to start was the day the pandemic happened. Actually, it was 2 days before. And so they weren't able to hire me and take me on and do training. So I was kind of just sitting as a duck because I had already left my previous job. I wasn't able to do that role anymore, and I wasn't able to move forward with this one. So one of the benefits with them is that I could be an ISA and then they pay for my schooling. So I had to just take the leap of faith and hop full time into the industry. I did courses. I actually used my baby bonus to do one course at a time to get through everything. And I was able to get it in under 6 months. And since then, I've just never looked back. I really enjoyed the industry as a whole, the networking, collaboration, the growth involved. And through my really short term period being in the industry, I've been with a few brokerages, virtual brokerages, a brick and mortar brokerage. So I feel like I've had a good experience of the two and definitely found my middle ground.
I was so happy to have you come to Real because I've followed along in your journey from getting licensed to then starting to get into production. And I saw you had a really great first year in real estate. You built your business up. And then I also saw you starting to give back to other realtors. And now you also do coaching. You work with an amazing coaching company. You're on some local boards for real estate. So you're really involved in the industry. And so is this something that you see yourself doing long term, giving back and helping agents grow their businesses?
Yeah, for sure. It's really something I just really have a passion for helping people. I love to see people grow and see people use the simplest things or the tools that they already have access to that they just maybe weren't aware of. Or just giving people that confidence that you have everything you need within you. Sometimes you just need a bit of direction. So, and that's one of the things that got me into a lot of realms within the real estate industry was starting my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I remember my first video is out there somewhere, but I remember saying, I don't know everything. I don't know how this is going to go. Simply my purpose for this channel is really just to show you guys my journey. This is how I did it. This is where I found my successes. These are the lessons that I learned, and here's some things that helped along the way. So I always aim to let people, I try and be vulnerable and let you know these are things I struggled with. So watch out for for this here and there. And from there, it's just continued. My very first year, I got an email from Oria and they said they're looking for volunteers. And I said, I don't know if I really qualify, but I'll give it a shot. And from there, I've been volunteering on the Hamilton board, the Toronto board, the Oria. I'm now the vice chair for the YPN committee. And it just really goes to show that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to have maybe all the confidence up front, but really, especially in this industry, it's just about putting yourself out there and giving it a shot.
I really like that because that's what it comes down to a lot of the time for us is just taking action. We have all these big ideas, these big plans. Anyone who gets into real estate, you have somewhat of an entrepreneurial mindset, but it takes a leap of faith in yourself to actually go and do it at a high level, which is what you did because you put yourself out there on all of the platforms, even if you didn't really know everything. And some people are afraid to do that, but I think that really paid off for you because you did have a really good start to your real estate career. And so I don't want to get too much into it, but do you want to touch a little bit on how you started to get transactions as a new agent?
I basically just started to put myself out there. So even while I was in the Humber real estate courses, I started my first Instagram channel and I just started doing posts once a week saying, "Hey, I learned this in real estate school today." Or, "Hey, did you guys know this kind of thing?" And from that, that's how I got my first client. So day one I started, I had my first client because they saw one of my posts. They saw that I'm getting into the real estate industry and they were looking to make their first time home buyers. And I said, you know what? And luckily, I had started to interview brokerages earlier on. And so I was connected with someone. And I said, "Hey, I'm not licensed yet, but I do have this great mentor who can help in the meantime." And it just worked out for timing. They're like, "Actually, we're not looking to buy for another 2 months." So they were
Okay.
able to do for me. And day one, we started working together. Within 2 weeks, we got them their home. And from there, it's just now using that as proof that I can do the role and kind of using that in different social media platforms, showing that as like your credentials. And
Yeah.
then just doing just the whole time, it's just been organic lead generation from there and growing my database.
That's amazing. It's really inspirational to see because people really struggle with it. And I think you took something and then you saw the opportunity. Let me leverage this for social media. Let me leverage this with my sphere to show them that I have the credentials now, that I have the experience, that I can help them. And then it kind of snowballed for you. And then you were able to grow with from just one basically that came through
Yeah.
social media.
Exactly. And one of the things I was really happy that I focused on the beginning was basically my business and my branding. So I
Hmm.
said, what I know clients are going to come, but I rather have it that when I get a new client, I have my systems in place, I have my branding, I have my listing presentation, a buyer presentation, and different things in place. And the biggest thing is my network. So I
Hmm.
wanted to have a list of trusted vendors that I work with. And so I would go on Facebook and I would post in different groups saying, "Hey, anybody know a good mortgage broker in the Hamilton area?" And I'd get referrals and I would meet
Hmm.
with every single mortgage broker and say, "Hey, I'm getting into the industry. I'm new to the business. I wanted to just collaborate and understand, how do you do your business? Or what are the most important things that you do?" And through that, I built up a very good vendor list and referrals as well, because those vendors actually started referring business to me along the way. So it worked out well.
Obviously, now you've been in the business, the industry, you said for 5 years, and then you recently made the move to Real, and it was a big move for you. So, what made you take that leap and come here?
So I find some of my best decisions in life are not the planned ones. So coming over to Real, honestly, it wasn't planned. It wasn't expected, but it's one of the best ones that I've made. And I was resisting it for some time because I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." But I'm just so happy with how the way things turned out. And so how it came over is with me, I recently had my baby boy. I had a son 6 months ago now, actually. And I had decided to take a few months off of work and just work virtually because I wanted to visit my mom in Thunder Bay and let her spend time with baby. And as I moved over, one of the things I noticed with my previous brokerage, which was a physical location, they started to take away all the meetings from being online. So there
Mm,
training online anymore. There wasn't any team meetings or anything online. So I just felt like I wasn't able to get value, even though I was still working virtually. And just the timing of things, getting reconnected with you and Andrea was amazing. And then just having that conversation where we could really zone in. And I had my list of questions, and you
yeah.
guys really just showed me all the systems and advantages. And after you have that conversation, you're like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
What a thing. So it was an easy decision to make that move and transition over. And I love the aspect that even though it is a virtual real estate brokerage, there's
Mhm.
still so many connections. And you guys have implemented this community where literally every week there's an in-person meeting with us doing social media content. I know there's been a lot of messages this week with just planning content days and things like
Yeah.
that. We have our power hour that Andrea posts every month. There's just so much collaboration and in-person dynamics that you don't lose out on that personal connection. So that coupled with all of the amazing technology and forward thinking of the company, it was really just an amazing combination.
I think it has to be the right fit for your lifestyle and your business. And I think a lot of the time when people are looking at brokerages, we look a lot at the business side, the splits and the fees and all of those things, and maybe the coaching we're going to have and the training we're going to have. But it doesn't always necessarily align then with our lifestyle. If you want to take time to be in a different city, like you're doing, will your brokerage still be able to serve you at that same capacity, right? And those are things that I think a lot of people don't necessarily think about right away until we're in that scenario to see, hey, this isn't really working for for my lifestyle. And that's why I always advocate for the cloud brokerage because it doesn't really matter what changes you're going through in your life at that moment. If you're craving more in-person and community, you can still have that. But if you need the space to be able to travel or to be away, but you still want access to everything, you're also going to have that. So I like that it kind of aligned for you all together for you to see that opportunity.
And then that's exactly it. And I feel like it also, actually, we had a great session today talking about establishing boundaries
Yeah.
in our business. And I feel like the dynamics of this company almost encourages us that we can step away from our business and we can set up these great systems and still be okay and still
Mhm.
have that flexibility of time and leverage and everything like that. So it's great.
I always tell people that I can run almost everything from my cell phone just because of the way the brokerage is set up. So you can write an offer on your phone. If you really need to, you can write an offer on your phone. But beyond that, I can upload it to the brokerage and I can have the brokers review it and I can see their feedback and I can see how much I'm getting paid and I can adjust things and assign off on any commission adjustments or anything like that. I can literally do it from my phone. I could attend the trainings, the brokerage meetings, everything from my phone. So when I go away, or I'm out for the day, I see so many realtors who always want to have their laptop with them everywhere they go. And the fact that if I don't have my laptop, really nothing changes. I think that's really special to be able to experience that kind of freedom in real estate that we don't always get.
Exactly, and there's so much technology that they give you that it's just advanced and makes sense, but it's not overwhelming where there's so
Mhm.
many systems I don't know what to do or don't know how to it's systems that are simple. I love how everything is in the Reason platform.
I love
Everything is
that.
and I especially and me being an AI person, I especially Leo. Leo's my best friend. Leo, you can just go
I
on the
love
app
Leo.
and I can be like, "Hey, Leo, how close am I to capping, or how many transactions do I have?" And they're adding new stuff all the time.
Mhm, mhm.
So they now we can go in and say, "Hey, Leo, can you create open house flyers for my listing this weekend?" And I
I love
had an
that.
agent reach out to me yesterday asking about teams with Real, and so I went to Leo. I said, "Hey, what teams do we have in Ontario?" And it gives me a document with a list of teams. So things like that, it's such advanced technology, but it's so easy to use. It helps to propel my business and save me so much time as well.
I've had people from all different histories coming from brick and mortar brokerages for like 10, 15 years where they have someone at the front desk who uploads everything for them and manages those things. And I've had people join us who are younger, brand new agents, older, more mature in their business, maybe a little bit worried about the technology aspect. Like, oh, will I be okay to upload my transactions? Is there too much tech? People who maybe they've never even used Zoom before have joined us. And in my experience, what I've seen with them is that everyone has been able to learn the systems and make it work. And they always say that it was so much easier than they thought because there's a really good systemized onboarding with Real and they put everything in one place. So once you learn how to navigate the Reason app, which is very intuitive, and there's videos when you first join showing you how to use everything, it's really easy. But then if you, for some reason, got stuck and you didn't know something, you can so easily contact a broker or ask Leo, and you're going to get an answer right away. So the tech part, I think it kind of scares some people. But then on the other side, once you see it, it's really not overwhelming.
Exactly that. And even depending on where you are in your real estate business, maybe you're more so at the team leader level and you're looking to move over a team, or you're looking to leverage somebody to upload those documents for you or do some of the administration work. It's still such a great platform, and we didn't even touch on splits or anything like that. But even with if you look at it, with the split that they have, the money that you're saving compared to most other traditional brokerages, that amount alone can cover hiring an admin person or hiring a virtual assistant to now leverage your business and take care of some of those tasks for you.
Oh, I completely agree with that because even the fact that we have no monthly fee. So sometimes people say, well, I'm at this brokerage, I pay this much every month, but I have someone who works at the office and they upload my transaction. But if we take how many transactions you do every month and how much that would cost for your VA to upload them, and they could also do other things like manage your CRM and your email marketing and whatever, that's probably the same fee, maybe less than what you pay your brokerage every month. And you're going to get way more than just that. You're going to have someone to do a lot more for you in terms of transaction management, CRM management, and all of those things for the same or less.
Exactly. And that's why it's like once you see the numbers, what am I doing here?
So I think for you, the numbers, the flexibility to be able to move and still have access to everything, and then the tech and the
Yeah,
community were the things really that drew you here.
those four things. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I think those mostly align with why I moved as well. And so since you've been here, how has it been? Has it met your expectations? Has it changed your business in any way?
Since I've been like, I just am always wanting to know more and wanting to do more. We have so much training, want to dive deeper in, and I love our the app work. What is it? Work
Oh,
vid Work
Vivio
Vivo.
or Vivo? Yeah.
Yeah, like that one. And it has so many different groups for different aspects of real estate. There's groups for people in Hamilton, there's groups for Canada, Ontario,
Yeah.
there's for different cultures, for different languages. There's so many different groups to associate with. And I'm now finding more opportunities in there to collaborate. And
Mhm.
even there, I find people who are across the country and saying, hey, I'm looking for an agent in Hamilton or in a local area to help to collaborate with an agent who's looking to join the team or for mentorship or guidance and things like that. So it's creating that again that community, but on a much larger scale.
And sometimes people, I don't think they realize the power of the community. So there's so much opportunity that lies in there for referrals, for you to also, if you need to refer a client and you want someone you can trust with your clients, all of that can come through leveraging the power of the community that we have. Even the opportunity to host open houses for other agents, or if you need someone to host open houses for you. So we have both of those dynamics sort of happening within our direct community and group at Real, if you will. So we'll have, and you've probably seen in our group chat, people who need people to host open houses and people who want open houses. And so it kind of comes together into this win win situation. But when we talk about community and collaboration, I feel like it kind of gets like it's in this gray area where not everybody understands, well, how does that actually benefit me? And so I've seen it benefit people in so many various ways, and people could be able to completely turn their business around after joining us just by taking advantages of the opportunities that they get just through being in these groups.
That's literally it. And that's one of the things I like about Real is that they're very inclusive.
Mm.
There's actually a few like parameters and things that they have in place to keep everybody as one community and not segment people in a negative way. And even I know the rev share is always something that comes up as a question. Even that, I love their stance as a company that it's not just a money making platform for people to not trade and just make money
Mhm.
off of that. There's standards that if you're going to receive that, you have to be doing some kind of business to
Mhm.
keep in the industry to receive that. So I just love the principles of the company as a whole, and it really aligned with where I want my business to go.
I love that. Tori, if anyone wants to connect with you about real estate, about coaching, joining Real, anything like that, where's the best place for them to reach you?
Yeah, best place. I'm usually on Instagram. So my realtor Tory is a great place to connect, as well as my YouTube channel, Tory and Realty. And I'm always happy to collaborate and share my knowledge, share my experience, and help as many people as I can.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to do our part two with you, where we can talk more about your strategies for actually building your business and how you were able to get such success.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you.